Yeah, I was gonna say Jug or Lifesteal looks really good here because Magic Immunity quite good. He might have to buy Manta on Lifesteal, but that's okay. Like at this point in the game, he's gonna have a good lane versus the Dawn. He's gonna be able to kill the egg. He's pretty much immune to the Void Spirit unless he gets an early Aghanims.
So right now, SMG gonna struggle against the Lifestealer.
Lifesteal Warlock versus I think this Dawnbreaker Phoenix are not gonna have fun versus a Lifesteal Warlock lane. Mid lane, I don't. It's mid lane. You know, like both will probably be fine unless someone makes a major mistake. I don't think this matchup is favored one way or another super hard.
Tell us more about how they can't replicate the Phoenix experience.
Yeah, I mean Phoenix is just like not meta right now, and I don't see it work very well in most cases. And you know, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe Afu plays a great Phoenix, but Xiao Bonbon played just such an amazing Phoenix that like I hope they didn't pick it just to like deny pick it or like wow I can do that too. Right?
That looks fun.
They're like wow you did so well, bro.
That looks OP. I'm gonna do that. But maybe he can. We'll see if Afu can pull off a Phoenix performance. I feel like his laning stage is gonna be a lot different though from the last Phoenix we saw.
Do you feel the Dawn has to go off here? Could she be moved into carry? Would you prefer them to get something that scales a lot harder on the side of SMG?
I mean, they could do carry Dawn. I'd almost prefer it. But what could they pick with it? I mean, what are they gonna ban here? The RSG is like Faceless Void. No, they have a Puck. This Puck here is so annoying to draft against. Actually, it's just good for so much stuff.
So they keep picking it up.
Yeah.
You're not gonna ban it.
I mean, across all regions, this hero is like first phased all the time. So I can see why. I mean, I don't do a lot of drafting anymore, and these are things you notice when you actually get into like these captain's mode games where someone picks a hero with a couple bans, and you're just like, all right, it's my turn to pick now. It's like, wow, everything just sucks against this hero, and it gets really annoying. And this game, what they're kind of sacrificing versus the Puck compared to last games, they're getting team fight, right? They have tons of team fight this game, but you know they had like tons of ways to kill Puck last game. They now no longer have that, so it's a sacrifice that they made in their draft here to scale better. But are you scaling better if you can't kill heroes?
I will say every Division 1 game this week, bar one game, has had Puck.
Yep.
Only one game in Division 1 SEA has not had Puck this week.
Does SMG want like Medusa or something? They banned dogs here.
Puck is like the new Storm Spirit, with Storm Spirit being nerfed. I also feel that's just like the way mid lane is right now. There's like so many picks you can do for the off lane, and you just want to win your side lanes that you don't want to relegate your off laner to having to play some blink stun. I mean, I've mentioned many times with the salve changes and whatnot, it's a lot harder to lane now with these melee heroes that don't have self-sustain. So having your mid just do that job, because like it's just mid. You can always get a game, almost always, unless someone like last pick Huskars you or something. But that's not very common in Pro Dota.
What would you like to see RSG have for a nice well-rounded?
The only Zhao Yu big hero left is Pango, but it's
Viper, Feno.
That's a question I was going to ask last draft. Why is Pango falling so far out of favor?
Got nerfed last patch pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of things. I mean, the shard got nerfed and something else. I forgot what the something else was, but it got 2 nerfs, and I think that's the main reason. And then plus Bloodseeker got really popular too.
There we go, those Zhao Yu hero.
He's just in the fall. So he's just I'm gonna pick my hero no matter what type of. I feel like this is RSG. I won't be surprised if Xiao Bonbon's also like master tier on this Willow.
We'll find out when we jump into game. But before we do, we have Aries and Danog to bring in so they can give us some insight. Aries, this time you get the pleasure of going first to give us all your insightful info.
We just don't want to listen to Danog. That's really it. We don't care about his opinion. I'll go first. I'll take the floor. Then you guys can speak afterwards. But yeah, we get the Xiao Yu staple. I'm pretty sure Xiao Bonbon as well is a very high Dark Willow. So you get a little bit of synergy coming out. Feels like there's strong team fight from RSG. I am concerned if they can deal with the Lifestealer or not. But Templar Assassin can always be nice versus strength heroes compared to just not being able to have a lot of armor. So we'll see how that shapes up.
They all the same thoughts for you, Danog?
Yeah, absolutely. Other than Aries has a shit haircut. That's about it.
Oh,
Whoa, I was ready for the backlash.
How do I turn camera?
I was ready for the backlash, but that was not it. I was like, please don't look at me, don't look at me. Don't worry, we'll jump into game so no one can see the haircut. It's not that bad, bro. You look great. You look great, Aries. I don't know what Danog's on about. We'll jump into game soon though. On the couch. Final remarks. Do you like Aries' haircut?
He has a great haircut.
Let's not
There
do
we
this.
go,
Let's
there
not
we
put them in
go.
a position.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
he's beautiful. Aries is beautiful. Mwah.
Anything about the draft?
Thank you so much.
No, nothing.
I don't
Nothing
care
about the draft. All right,
Yeah.
it's all about Aries' haircut as we jump into game 2. Maybe that's the real winner here.
I'm not gonna swear, but screw you, Matt. I really don't like you at all. Just because it was your birthday a couple days ago, it does not matter. We'll keep the swearing limited, even though everyone else got to swear a couple days ago, or like, yeah, I think it was earlier this week or late last week, but it's okay. I won't say anything. We'll let it slide. But we have an incredible game too. Of course, we saw RSG. What a strong game 1 performance, being able to come back 10,000 gold deficit they had. We had 84 kills. Do you feel like game 2 can topple that kill count, or at least have as much action?
It's almost like in these instances where you kind of want it to be a best of 5, because I feel like SMG almost always needs that game 1 to be able to say, hey, actually, let's not dive tier 4s for a support, and let's actually just win the game with a little bit more confidence and proper gameplay, because everything up to that point was fantastic, right? They dumpstered the lanes, they really abused the fact that they were fighting as 5 and RSG weren't at the time. So I don't know. I feel like they've got the stuff to be able to come back into this one. I'm not going to base it off the drafts at all. I think these are 2 evenly matched teams, and I honestly think unless it's a massive outdraft in one favor, I'm just going to put it as dead 50-50.
Look at this. I think the Observer had already placed down bottom for Radiant, was able to scout out multiple heroes of SMG setting up, and often we see this, a team will... At the moment, we kind of have like this weird meta where if there's a Treant Protector game, everyone will go to the lane that the Treant Protector is going to be in, because the enemy team is wanting to cut down as many trees, and well, the Treant Protector is wanting that not to happen, so kind of why we see SMG have everyone down bottom, and might catch them off guard, although Moon entering a higher ground. Oh, that's a huge fatal bonds as well, but they've already used majority of their damage. They might just run for the other bounties instead.
This is C Dota. People aren't going to run away from a fight, Aries. You know this.
Fight, fight, fight. Give me action. You see, of course, the fatal bonds continuing to tick on over. They have to be so cautious. Sharp on Bond. What is a prayerful maze? Gets both of them. And it'll help Roger be able to find first blood in our second game.
Give him the tip. You know you want to, Roger. There was a lot of beef in that pregame.
Was there? What did I miss?
I remember there was it was between Rage and Potato and Roger, not Arfu. But
I thought you meant the lobby. I'm like, hang on, what did I miss? But no, okay, I understand the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
This bottom lane, I feel like, is going to be a bit of a snooze fest. I think MKS and Roger should be able to sustain an incredible amount. Shadow Word and just the life still coming through from MKS himself. So I can't imagine them getting too much out of it. Maybe if Roger steps out of position, but you see he's got the boots already first item, so kind of recognizes that the only way he really dies is with slow mobility, and if he is caught out, so boots is going to help out there.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost never going to be able to get a kill onto this lifestealer either, right? It almost needs to be like baiting out the use of the rage so that then you can go for a kill the second time, because, you know, the Nature's Grasp plus all of Dawnbreaker's spells, it's very dependent on magic. Although, I suppose the Starbreaker does still pierce the spell immunity, so that's something that we need to be concerned about. I'm also concerned that Dawnbreaker has 4 gauntlets of strength when she only has 2 hands.
Put them on your feet. Come on, bro. Use them as sockies.
Sockies.
Socky. Oh, where we got kills gone? Say that. Wait, do I have a favorite pair?
Yeah.
I have not a favorite pair. I've got a couple nice pairs though, but I wouldn't say favorite. We do have also Pilot dying up top real quick. Do you have a favorite pair of socks?
My avocado socks. They're probably my favorite.
Of course. Yeah, I don't want to say the word, but
if I could have some ice cream socks, I would easily just wear them every single day, except for washing.
Rage Potato. Should be okay. A lot of damage being traded. I'm really not surprised you have avocado socks. I'm trying to find a replacement for cringe. I don't want to say it, but like that's what I'm thinking. I can't find another word, so we're just gonna drop it.
Wish you could have my avocado socks. All right, mid lane, Moon is doing a fairly good job, honestly, again, against Exilone. Like, Fear was talking about it during the panel. I know it was from 2 years ago that he was asking a lot of the SEA pros, but Moon, or Nana, that she was known previously, was really one of the more renowned mid players. And honestly, I haven't seen that go away too much outside of, like, that stint with Fnatic at the start of the pandemic. And ever since then, he's just been really solid.
Yeah, I really feel like a lot of games that SMG win is off the back of Moon. And again, we heard it in the interviews as well. Like, both sides recognized how important Excellent is and Moon to their respective teams. And let's hold that thought. Roger bottom lane. There we go. Caught out of position. And Rage Potato and Alfu instantly pouncing on that opportunity. Rage Potato tips him as well. So already the first tip of the game to his ex-teammate.
It's always the case, right? And honestly, like, when we were 7 picks into this draft, you came to me and said, Danog, who are you favoring out of this draft? And I've said, there's no one that hits towers. And thankfully, both of them kind of resolved that a little bit. Lifesteal are not the greatest, and TA, of course, is quite good at it once she gets into that Desolator. But I still feel like even though this start of the game has been a little quiet, we are going to get into a brawling style of game in, you know, for the 10 to 20 or so minute mark. So expect a lot of kills to happen again.
Yeah, I think it's going to definitely be an issue for RSG with how they take objectives. Like, Lifesteal late game is relatively decent. He's chasing down Rage Potato and Arfu, but safe to the T1 tower will be enough. But late game, he can be okay. Of course, you just run up, pop Rage. It'll always be a bit of an issue, but early on, that's going to be a concern for RSG and how they can open up the map. So kind of all eyes on them and how they look to utilize the catapult timings.
Honestly, though, even Roger, like, making a rotation towards mid, for example, at 5 minutes, it's not really going to solve much of anything, you know? Like, you might be able to push a wave out as Puck, but Warlock doesn't really do much in terms of team fights unless all 5 heroes are there like they were at minute 0, or you've got your ultimate. So I feel like he's just going to look to influence this lane a little bit. Hasn't been doing an amazing job, though, of denying Raging Potato his own farm in the lane. So once again, all 3 cores on SMG are in the lead.
I think the big one is seeing that Templar Assassin being able to find his farm. See if they're also able to create some stacks for mid 1 back in the jungle. Of course, Templar Assassin being one of the best stack clearers, and if you can get this TA online, maybe an early Roshan could be on the cards, and all of a sudden the game could get out of control very early. This is a pretty good TA game as well. They don't have ways to deal with refraction. I feel like you're pretty reliant on the kind of the Dark Willow tick out of the Bramble, and maybe even the Warlock as well.
That's about it. But yeah, no, certainly in the super early game, like a Puck, you're not concerned at all. Lifestealer, not really concerned either. So yeah, for sure. It's a good core-to-core matchup for the TA.
You have a bit of a passive start, but the important thing is both sides have a very active mid lane with the Void Spirit and the Puck. So all eyes are going to be put towards the first power rune timing. Jabonbon is already rotated. And they're going to be able to secure a haste for Silen. So imagine he's going to look to get aggressive pretty shortly with this haste. This could give them a opportunity, get a kill with the Dream Core on the side lane.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I would say it's much more beneficial if you made a rotation down bot. I still think the damage output on top side isn't quite as high as they would necessarily like it to be at this stage. And it's important just to make sure that Dawnbreaker doesn't have her ultimate available for as long as possible. Like, that's the big thing for mine. You want Dawnbreaker to be playing in one of the side lanes. So, I don't know. I feel like that's where SMG are going to be looking to converge first onto one of the bot lanes.
And what are we expecting? Actually, hold that thought. Did they... Let's move in top. They did scout this out as Xiaoyu's already charging up the Rolling Thunder. Should be able to bounce back. And well, they've got the call as well for good measure. Beautiful rotation, but Moon, he's going to mirror this. Double Astral Step charges is enough to get rid of the Life of the Pain clear, but of course, it comes at a cost as SMG will lose 2.
Look at this, the support battle. Roger and Amphu just chasing around each other. And honestly, Roger's very happy with doing this. I mean, what SMG want is for someone to be in this mid lane getting a lot of the experience. So if a Treant Protector, who of course makes great use out of experience as opposed to items, isn't able to do so, Roger's doing his job.
Really nice ward as well that they already have placed for RSG deep inside SMG's top jungle. It's going to be able to scout out when they, especially when the Templar Assassin falls back to take the stacks, because you're not going to straight away TP to like a tier 2 mid to move to the Ancients. You want to slowly make your way there. When they start to see mid 1 transition over, they can always have this opportunity to be able to wrap.
Bit of an interesting item build as well from Warlock here. I wonder if he's going to go into a medallion just because he's already got the Sage's Mask and the Blightstone. It kind of does feel like the value play just to be able to finish that one up, give yourself that bonus mana regen and amp up your lifesteal that little bit more.
I cannot stress how important it is to be able to secure power runes for these mid laners. Sillin again with the invis. Try and take away some of the stacks. There's not a crazy amount, just the one at the hard, but Sillin feels the importance to still find this farm instead of trying to bring down the Templar Assassin.
Any chance you get to be able to take away the TA's stacks is, like, that's what enables her to just accelerate so far ahead of the enemy. So if you're able to do that with someone like the Puck, then it's a big win. Top side, looking to make another play.
Rolling Thunder's out. They have the Solar Gun. It looks like they were just trying to force rotations. Xiao Yu has plenty of time still to be able to get away. And Xiao Bonbon as well will escape. So there you go. First Solar Guardian usage. You also TP up Moon to the top lane. So now they are scouting out Sillin though with a trap. They're going to see Xiao Bonbon shortly as well. Nice read from the Dark Willow. Might be in trouble though. The lack of control is proving to be an issue for the Puck early. So able to get rid of the bounty. But I don't think they have an answer to Moon. In fact, he's going to jump on forward, trying to force out Sillin's hand, and we'll be able to retreat.
Everything's even across the board. 2 level 4s, level 8s, 2 level 7s.
MKS is going to solo kill Arfu. Okay. A bit of TPR. MKS doesn't have a point in rage, but he can rely on the infest. Very interesting skill build.
What sort of prize is this?
Yeah, a little surprised. Even just the 1 value point would have been really useful of just being able to harass out Raging Potato, and that could be a reason as to why the Dawnbreaker still has a very good amount of net worth at this stage, but well, clearly he feels like he needs to obviously be this eventual tower hitter, so something like the Ghoul Frenzy for that bonus attack speed is just going to get him there quicker.
Coil drop down bottom. Highlight die with 1 point in the Sunray, and Sillin already has the abilities on cooldown, so finally they're able to get a power rune out of the hands of Sillin, but it is a regen, so really going to be able to help out with Moon's farming.
Toto's a little low on mana here and HP, but he will just have enough to get the Celestial Hammer off. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. No point in rage means he's not able to dispel off that slow.
And meanwhile, in the river, mid one is going to get a solo kill onto Xiao Bonbon. Once again, trying to enter the stairs, and mid one, well aware of this, protecting his own jungle with the trap, so beautifully done. This is going to further cement him in that top position.
But RSG, they're the ones to play around this siege creep. Even against a Treant Protector, if they're able to secure this top tower for themselves, that'll be a huge win. Xiao Yu, wonder if he wants to... Oh, they pop the glyph for it, but... really just all about pushing on forward, soaking up that damage, and they're going to be able to get out most likely.
Moose committed with both ultimate charges. They're going to miss on the overgrowth as well, so Xiao Yu can roll on forward, but again, the Solar Guardian used to join top. Raging Potato should be able to clean up Xiao Bonbon, but he just gets out of range of the combination. I'm going to turn their attention now to Sillin, but he's able to retreat thanks to the Waning Rift. Sillin's still in trouble, doesn't have a lot of armor to protect himself against mid one's damage. He might tick out. Gonna be the case back inside the tree line though. Where's the Dark Willow? Oh, there's Xiao Bonbon. He pops out of the Shadow Realm. And as soon as he does, mid one claims the kill. But it's a gigantic Fatal Bonds along with the coil follow-up. They found the one. There's a position 3 for the position 4.
Bro, he sent him back to the Shadow Realm, that's for sure. Like, he just got absolutely dominated by 4 heroes. And in the meantime, oh, it looks like it's a carry man fight as well. MKS and mid one both facing up against each other. Are they going to kill anyone with this Fatal Bonds? Okay, no, I'm just checking. Just, you know, manning up into mid one was thinking that maybe the Void Spirit and the Treant could die on the other side of the map.
I do want to go back on something I said towards the end of the draft. Hold that. That's a gigantic Corridor to kill. That's pretty much all the yours. He still needed the Void Stone, but
a lot of valuable stats.
Yes, yes, yes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Hold
attack.
that thought, because Roger should be killed off. Arfu's gonna wrap. Starbreaker should come out too late. Oh my lord, it's a bit close.
Perfect.
Roger's like, yeah, got you this time.
But TA still, she's been able to pick up a few of those stacks for herself, right? It's a gigantic stack, actually, at the Ancients here that isn't going to be scouted out just yet by anyone from RSG. So mid one already top of the net worth is going to look to extend that further. Looks like he's going into, not 100% sure if it is the Deso. He's only just started to queue it up, not wanting to go the ultra aggressive style with that Blink Dagger to be able to connect through the rest of the team. Just wanting to, again, realize the fact that you are the tower push. You might be able to get some kills, but if you take too long to take some objectives, then it's not really worth it in the end. So just going to look to accelerate his farm first, then into the Blink Dagger, then look to converge with the rest of the boys.
I think the big item, though, is going to be Xiao Yu having this Spirit Vessel. Cost the damage over time to deal with TA's Refraction early on before BKB, but we've got some pretty tanky heroes on SMG early, and we are kind of seeing the lack of damage, so... Oh, well, you got no vessel charges now. Yeah. You're gonna have to smoke to get an easy kill on one of the supports. See what the play is, of course. It's very difficult for RSG to kind of force fights in regards to grouping up around an objective. Lane, close out.
Like
there's that easy kill, but as soon as they show mid, Supernova's going to be utilized along with the Soul Guardian. They get the stun from Raging Potato's ultimate. The extra control might be enough to get rid of Scylla, but look at the combo. Xiao Yu bouncing back and forth, making sure they can't close the distance to blow up Excellence Park.
He's even got the fatal. He's even got the Shadow Word. Yeah. He got the Shadow Word to heal back up Exilern. He's got the double damage. You've got a Golem as well now to whack into this tier 1 tower. Yeah, the Living Armor's going to do a little bit to be able to protect it, but it still feels to me like this should be a pretty easy secure for themselves that Lifestealer, again, didn't even need to join in for.
Big tower for them to find. As RSG still yet to lose any objectives. And we see MKS with his item build. Sunge into the Skadi, could be an AC afterwards. Can't even go Halberd if required, but the casual Sunge is very nice. I do want to follow up on what I said at the end of the draft. Again, I cannot seal in. What are you doing here, my brother?
You think you have time to say 2 words that aren't related to these team fights? Think again.
So the Lifestealer can be decent versus a lot of physical damage just because how you itemize. Phase Boots, Armlet, AC. So often strength heroes can lack armor, but some like Lifestealers and Wraith Kings can be okay. So I will fix what I said earlier.
It still feels like the TA just doesn't care about the Lifestealer though. That's the thing, right? You can standard man fight against him with not too many concerns.
So now completed for mid one. So if they do win a team fight, and SMG definitely have the capability to do so with their ultimates. Just able to, are you able to use them perfectly together?
They want to fight right now.
In a little bit trouble. Rolling Thunder expended, but Xiao Yu's able to get rid of that thanks to the Aghanim shot instantly, but they've got to be cautious though as mid one. Look at the damage that is getting pumped out, so they'll turn to deal with Roger instead as they don't have the control to catch up to Excellent or Xiao Yu.
And it wasn't an overwhelming enough victory that you're able to now transition that into Roshan, right? The fact that Warlock dies isn't the worst. You're still 40 seconds away from having that chaotic offering available, so it just means that you've got more time with the Treant Protector out of the equation where you're not able to just walk on in, secure that with all of your minus armor, and then hopefully try and take a tier 1 tower. It's honestly a pretty big deal that they haven't taken tier 1 mid yet on SMG. I know you need to play very defensively with this lineup. It's only the TA that's able to push, and she hasn't even prioritized that recently, but it enables so much more map movement with smokes if you're able to take out that tower.
Gonna be trouble for the moment. They should be able to blow up the Warlock and stuck inside the Solid Guardian. Rock and hard place that he will not be able to escape from, but again, an ultimate committed from the Dawnbreaker, and they don't get much value out of it.
That's the thing, and they immediately look to smoke after it, realizing that anyone that we go on, probably the one time where you don't actually want to go on to Raging Potato, just because he's, you know, obviously rest of the time able to immediately connect through the rest of the team. Not so much now. Now you probably want to get someone else when that Solar Guardian is on cooldown.
See what the call is. So support's recognizing that mid lane is their job to be able to farm. So it looks like Pylai died. Well, you see Xiao Yu pop out. Silen's going to reveal the blink, though. Does that Moon TPing in? Oh, again? Defensive use of the Supernova. Moon's going to continue to jump. Might be able to blow him up, and he does. Core committed. Nice timing with the Ursep. There's Xiao Bonbon, though. So is able to get the ultimate off to break the coil, but the damage is lacking. They have a way to cancel the Sun Ray at the last second. Now with the Fatal Bonds, oh, the damage starts to ramp up as soon as Roger gets involved. And Silen's going to have some abilities back up shortly. Should close the distance on the Moon, but the last Astral Step charge is enough to get him out to safety. Now back in the river, though, Raging Potato. He's hunting. Trying to close the distance into the Dark Willow. Will not be able to do so successfully. Xilon?
Oh, feels like a little bit of bait here. Xilon can't really go in deep. He's got Moon there for that turnaround, but with the regen, now they can. Now they want to go into the back lines.
Oh my lord, the health's just evaporating. The sun's preventing the refraction, and mid one, he's in trouble, but a beautiful overgrowth to hold them back, but it does not matter as Xiao Yu charges on forward, bounces back onto the wall, flying to third, and look at Xilon go for more, recognizing they've got them on the ropes, and he'll find a double as SMG have no answer in that team fight.
Oh man, just that damage, that explosion of damage that came through, realizing that Phoenix, all of the big abilities were on cooldown. Void Spirit wasn't in a position to be able to fight because he didn't have any health, any mana, any astral step charges, and oh, they really took full advantage of it. The first fight that MKS joins is a resounding victory.
Look at this, they're going to cut bottom, they got mid shoved in. So they can reset and make something happen across the map. They just got a Hellbit as well completed now. So you've got answers to the TA early. Who's he ran into? Mid one onto Xiao Bonbon, but there's no way to deal with the Shadow Realm. Mid lane though, action continuing to break out. It's a big kill if they can get Xiao Yu. He's got the Ag Shard to play with. Gets a little bit of distance the last second. What is that combo? Coil into the break, along with the Fatal Bonds. Moon is gone, but mid one split. They don't have anyone to protect
all that
the
Fatal
Templar
Bonds
Assassin, and they are in shambles. As again, RSG bringing the numbers to the fight. Raging Potato can't even get one.
They don't have Glyph either, so looks like MKS will be able to get some significant damage into this top tower. I think they might just be out of tips as well for Raging Potato because that was tip worthy at the end there.
Oh, no, no, no. 9,000 deficit. Still yet to find a tier 1 tower, and Silen is still not done yet with SMG. Look at him go. Invis trying to find Pylai die in the tree line, but can he chase? Not gonna go for it. Okay. I'll get the tier 2 top. Nonetheless, RSG, second tier 2 tower now claimed.
If you had to guess, what do you think the win probability is?
84?
Oh, it is 94, my man. Then again, SMG were in a very similar position, so any game is winnable.
They got a really good ward to play with on Radiant. We're going to see Moon entering the high ground. Again, they feel the importance of trying to get rid of Xiao Yu. But the Rolling Thunder for the chain control, not going to be a possibility thanks to Dissimulate. Mid one wants to deal with the support and is able to do so. But inside the middle, divide MKS. No, he doesn't get the last right click. They don't kill the Supernova. Now this is SMG's fight to finally turn this game back around. Xiao Yu, an easy chase down, and they can lead this into Roche. As SMG, some signs of life.
Anything is possible in C-Dota. 4%, 6%? Nah, I think it's going to grow to a whole lot more than that. And that was all the result. I'm pretty sure that was just Lifestealer being either overly confident in being able to take out that egg, or being unaware of the interaction with Starbreaker. Because, of course, new to Captain's mode, maybe feeling like he didn't need to be concerned about the stun potential.
Wow. All right. SMG ain't out of it just yet. Mid one with the Aegis. What is the rebuttal now from RSG? Because that's a big team fight that you've just lost and given an advantage over to SMG. What is the call? Or what do they need to do over the next couple of minutes?
Does Warlock have anything coming out to him? Okay, he's got a full Vlads. That'll help significantly. We've been holding on to a lot of net worth. And you've got a BKB on your puck as well. Not too often that you see this one come out. Maybe it's just something to be able to deal with this Treant Protector and the Overgrowth. Obviously, you can go into the Yule Scepter instead, but just feeling like he needed to play a little bit more aggressively. Have a bit more of that armor, not armor, HP potential for yourself. But in terms of what they need to do, honestly, not that much different. It really just comes down to execution for mine. So they're going to need to try and regroup together. They can't even take advantage of the fact that they don't have cooldowns available, right? Because Supernova is going to be back up in another 15. If Pilot Eye wants it, he can buy the plate mail now, which he does, making himself so much harder to kill, means he can hold off on using the Supernova. But it still does feel like they need to hit the backlines and get this Wombo combo working for them.
Right. They know this movement's coming. Scans on the mark.
Scan correctly though.
Radiant structures are fortified.
In the tree line. You got to get rid of, avoid the life stealer. Silence is out early on, but they're going to jump inside the Bramble Maze towards the backline over the Infest Bomb. Phoenix are being blown up, and now they can turn to deal with the rest of the components on SMG. As Rage Potato not long for this world. They've already got rid of 2 supports on RSG, but I don't think it matters. The cause can reign supreme even against the Aegis advantage. As Sillin jumps in. They don't have control for Moon, but round 2, they've got plenty of control for afterwards. At mid 1, he's in trouble. No way to protect himself with the refraction being on cooldown. And they got plenty of damage. That AoE damage is something the Meld cannot protect you against.
Man, they just got the perfect lockdown, right? Being able to burst down that Phoenix at the start of the fight with the Infest Bomb, like you mentioned. And I mean, Xiao Yu did a fantastic job as well, completely chain locking down the Dawnbreaker so that she never got the opportunity to use that Solar Guardian.
MKS? Like, hey, why not beat the high ground for a little bit?
Yeah, they just want to force out a glyph, I'm guessing.
Rage Potato? Hang on, Raging? These guys do a lot of damage. Oh, no. This might be T3 now.
I mean,
what do they got?
If that's an indication that they might not be out of tips, I mean...
They might lose Arthur as well. Xiao Yu's actually going to commit for this. Overgrowth's still on cooldown, but Xiao Yu has to be hesitant. You can't stick around too long, RSG.
They're happy enough with one. They
They're
popped
in
the
trouble. Moon's going to jump outside, but look at the response. Coil, rock, everything used, but a beautiful use of the egg. Sunray healing him up as well, so they're going to be okay. Ultimate's expended, but they're back in. As soon as they expire, they can also get Arfu in the lane. No use of the Overgrowth to hold them back. Now they're going to charge down mid 1. They can't cancel the blink.
And you'd love to see the synergy between a lot of these players, right? Exilern and MKS just working as a cohesive unit. Infest Bomb onto the same target at the exact same time, always looking to just make a team fight go in their favor.
Raging. We saw what happened last time,
Not again.
brother. You can't enter the fight like that. They have plenty of ways to get through the Dawnbreaker. And now they're on to mid 1 as well. No buyback for the TA. And the rest of SMG tuck their tails and look to retreat, but Sillin makes sure that is not a possibility. Oh my, he's beyond godlike. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it before. Excellent on the puck. And how many heroes can you ban out of this guy? You get rid of the coddle. You get rid of the bat. His hero pool is just too goddamn big.
It's way too big. And, well, he's not even needed. They're able to continue to push on forward even without the puck. He has a 90% kill involvement in this game. Just such a fantastic player.
Felt like that one hope of coming back in this game. Ooh, Void Spirit. Oh, beautiful stun from Xiao Yu with the blink back. They only needed 1 stun, and now Rage Potato again entering the fight. And that's all she wrote. That has to be all she wrote. It really felt like the one window back in for SMG was that Aegis they're able to find. You know, down 6,000 gold, you could snowball from there, maybe win the next fight, but we just see RSG are too clean of a team.
They're looking to hold off, but Exilone, again, just doing his job, keeping them completely away, disabling that Blink Dagger with the use of the Witchblade.
Throw and expose. They can turn to rip apart the Supernova. No hesitation. MKS is in with the rage. It's going to buy back, but no egg for this defense. They got back alive shortly on SMG. Mid one's able to get one, but of course it comes at a cost. A dieback for Pylai die. And there we go. Throne blows up. Series over as RSG. What a huge series for them to be able to win as well. What a huge series. They are now 3-1. These, again, were the open qualified teams in 2-2. They steamrolled all the way through it. They went 7-0, and now they are 3-1 in Division 1. These guys are looking incredible.
They are, for sure. And remember, we were speaking with, was it Exilone or was it Zhao Yu that we spoke with at the start of Div 2 last season, who was like, yeah, he was just like, look, we just want to stay up here in Div 2. We don't want to get knocked out. Anything better than that is a bonus. And now, like you said, 3-1 SMG. They're the other end. They're 1-3, not doing too great. They're on the struggle bus for right now. And I mean, what a story it would be if RSG were able to claim one of those 3 major spots. Obviously, the only loss that they've had right now is against Fnatic, who they're undefeated.
They are undefeated. Of course, they're looking strong, but also RSG, their first series, well, at least I should say our first series for Division 1, and they're going to be able to topple SMG. The new roster and also Roger getting a little bit of revenge as well. We see the banter back and forth, but it's going to be RSG with the last laugh. We're going to send a break. When we come back with the panel and an interview with one of the RSG members.
RSG looking a little bit cleaner in that game too, and they do secure the series with it 2-0. Something you guys weren't really expecting. We thought it was going to be a little bit closer for the series, going to all 3, but it doesn't. RSG coming out of the gates. Fia, did you like them a lot more in this laning phase? Do you think it went more in their favor?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Lanes went a lot better for them. Draft was just impressive. I really like the way they draft in both games. A lot of like cool synergy and combinations in both games. And this one, like, they have the puck as well with like the Dark Willow combo. Then they also had Lifestealer with the puck. It's just everything just looked so good. Like so much team fight. They picked for lanes for the most part. Maybe Pango wasn't like the best lane winning pick possible, but I think it was just a comfort pick, and he played a great Pango.
Yeah. Do you feel, Sheep, that the less skirmishes in Game 2 were down to a difference in SMG's draft, or just the way that RSG played?
RSG had the same thing going on as last game, where their carry just doesn't get involved in the game for a little while, and they still looked a little bit shaky, but they gave less away this game, like, by far, and they linked up the Lifestealer to the team a lot sooner than they did last game. Like, that's when we saw them do the invest bomb mid and have, like, that really great fight. So I think RSG were definitely just playing way better than last game. They won draft both times.
Yeah. What would you say was the big downfall for SMG? Something that you felt they were really lacking in this Game 2 specifically, Fia?
I feel like we did not see a single egg plus root combo in this game. Like, you pick this support duo to win the team fights, and I didn't see it at all. Unfortunately, I felt like Moon was kind of playing by himself this game.
Yeah.
Just he was making some good plays here and there, but like he has no supports to play with. The Dawnbreaker can like ult in, which is nice, I guess, but for the most part, there just wasn't enough playmaking, and the 2 supports they picked, they didn't add to the team fight the way I thought they should have.
Is that similar for you, Sheep? You just felt that there wasn't that impact with the supports on the side of SMG compared to RSG supports?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they tried to take this Phoenix, which I don't think played out very well for them. I know, Fia, you pointed out when we were watching the game that, like, they take that fight bot when SMG is pushing the tier 1 tower, sorry. They actually scan, so they know the RSG is coming, and they're still not able to take, like, a good fight. I think Phoenix showed on tower vision, so Puck was able to locate him in the trees, and they blow Pilot Eye up instantly. And, like, when that kind of stuff happens, and they're just losing that fight that they are prepared, that, like, they know is coming, It's super rough. You just don't have your vision up. It's
I feel like the 3 heroes we saw over this series that are somewhat new to the SEA region on this patch are the Dark Willow, the Pengo, and the Venge, right? Like Pengo, yes, he was picked a lot last patch, but you guys said nerfed. Out of those 3, do you feel the performance shown on them, we're likely to see them again?
Probably not, to be honest.
No, that's
We're
fine.
definitely gonna see Pango again.
Yeah,
RSG.
but no, I think she's mainly referring to the Dark
Yeah.
Willow and Venge. Venge,
Wait, no, the Dark Willows RSG really like as well. They also picked that before today.
well, we'll see it
Okay.
more from RSG,
Yeah.
but
So
from
this is
other
RSG.
teams.
They're just the RSG heroes. There's probably not going to be any other team picking it up, you feel?
Unlike, you might see a Willow here and there, but
Okay.
Venge, I doubt it. Like, it has to be a very specific scenario, like you're playing versus an Enigma or a Faceless Void, where you really want that save. So, outside of that, probably not.
Toughest question I always ask, standout player for the series, MVP-esque?
Ooh, game 1 was
Xiao Bon.
Xiao
I think
Yeah.
both games. I'll give it to him both games just because he was so good in game 1, it just carried over to game 2 for me.
He just really picked up.
I mean, I think Excellent was like fantastic in both games. Obviously, Xiao Bon took like the number 1 for me in game 1, but game 2, he was really great on his puck. So I don't know. I split the MVP. I can't give an
Okay.
MVP. It's too hard,
That's
man.
fair. I mean, the unsung hero of most teams, though, is the POS 5, and that's exactly who we got for our winners interview. We have RSG Roger joining us for this.
Ooh.
Roger, congratulations on the win. How's the atmosphere with the team right now?
It's good. It's good. Everything is good.
Yeah,
Very
that
happy.
that game 1 was a lot of back and forth for you guys, a lot of skirmishes. How did you feel playing out game 1, and what were the changes coming into game 2?
The first game, I guess, I was sick and then my team just carrying me. That's why quite messy.
Okay.
Second game, then we get our comfort heroes. That's why we're playing better.
Yeah, you guys showed up, and it was a very different feel in game 2.
Sure, you guys have been drafting really well, so I wanted a little insight on who does like your draft prep and most of your drafting.
It's mostly me, and then I discuss it with Ohio.
Well,
So it's two of us
I really enjoyed your drafts. You guys drafted really well in both games.
Thank you.
I wanted to continue off of the drafting and just ask, like, you guys seem to have a lot of comfort, like a lot of level 30 heroes that you guys go for often every game. Is that something that you highly, you place a lot of importance on when you're drafting, like over more meta stuff?
Yeah, for our team, because our hero pool isn't that big. So we just play our comfort. We just don't care about what people play. We just play our game.
Coming up to the next few weeks, is there an opponent that really stands out for you guys on RSG that you're looking forward to versing?
I would say maybe Talon.
Okay. Why that team specifically?
Because we came from low division together and my good friend is there.
It's going to be an interesting matchup. Last question before you go, though. Did you happen to catch the pre-game interview and hear what Raging Potato had to say?
Oh, I didn't get that.
Okay. He said that he wanted to take you out the hot pot after this game. Would you be inclined to go with him? Are you guys going to meet up afterwards?
Of course, of course.
Well, awesome. I hope you guys have a great dinner then. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations
Thank
again
you,
on the
thank
win. See ya.
Thank you.
Oh, poor G's like I was sick and the team carried, and you guys are like, still did a great job. Still did a fantastic
They're
job.
all great.
They definitely are, but that's going to be it for SMG and RSG in week 3. RSG picking up another series win. If you guys want, though, don't fret, because you can hang around. There's going to be more SEA Dota action as we have Boom up against NGXC after this break.